All right. We are live. Yay. Oh, gosh. I just heard myself and it scared me. Okay. Welcome to the evening with the folks from Transfolk, a little live streaming event we got going on here. And without further ado, I'm going to bring our fabulous cast up on here, starting with the lovely lady herself, Miss Chaselyn Wade.
Howdy! What's up?
Howdy. Hey. Miss Chaselyn Wade, also known as Cheyenne. I have a trivia question for you in a little bit, too.
Okay. Now I'm real good at trivia, so you better be ready.
Oh, okay. And I didn't quite plan all. I was like, well, I want to do a trivia section and then ran out of time to actually plan questions. So it's going to be an impromptu, fun thing. I hope it'll be fun. All righty. And she played your wife, your ex-wife on the show, playing Beth. I almost forgot her name. Give it up for Brian Day.
Hey y'all, how's it
Yay!
going? I lost my right here.
Ah!
Where did it go? That's okay. I'll get it.
All
Wait,
right.
there it is.
Okay, there we go.
That's well, okay. It's a ghost.
I know. I kind of want to turn mine down too, but I don't want to mess with anything, and like everything will explode. All right. This next lady played. She is the sweetest woman ever, but played just the bitchiest character I think I've ever written. She played Madison. Y'all give it up for Veronica Sims.
Yeah.
She's my favorite.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, I added the wrong one. There we go. I got
Hello, everybody.
for some reason.
Oh, I'm getting some echo.
Oh, let's see. There we go. Okay. Still getting echo?
Testing? Yeah, I am.
Oh, do you have it playing somewhere?
No, but you know what? Hang on. Let me drop and rejoin. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Let me figure that out.
All righty. And while she's doing that, y'all welcome to the stage. And they call this thing the stage, so that's cool. Plus, yeah, I always say welcome to the stage. She's our favorite mama, well, one of our favorite mamas, playing Georgia. Give it up for Miss Andrea Littlefield.
Yay!
Yay!
Hello.
All right.
Fierce mama.
There's Mama.
Mama Bear.
And he played one hell of, I mean, this man scares me a little bit because he's that good. He's that good of an actor, playing Dory and Teresa's abusive ass husband. Give it up for Mr. Dave McLean.
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. All right. Let's see. We're just waiting on Veronica to get back, and if any of our other cast is going to join us. Oh, look, we're getting questions in already. I love it. Trixie from Seattle.
Oh wow!
She's so looking forward to the new season. What's the word? Well, let's just go ahead and answer that question right now. The word is season 2 is outlined and being written, put into script form right now. And from there, it'll be getting the budget together and getting the funding together to get everybody back. So just like with season 1, one way or another, I'm going to make it happen.
It'll happen.
But if you know any rich people, please let them know.
Send them our way, please. Just send them on. Send them on.
I can't think of
Or-
a better way to
or-
spend your money.
If not one rich person, like 40 people that want to give a little bit.
Yeah.
That part.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Crowd
Absolutely.
group funding.
Yes, we will be doing crowdfunding, and we'll be doing, I'm sure all of us will be doing some sort of local thing to kind of put it all together. I know I've got some plans. It might be a bake sale. I don't know. But it's going to be, it's going to be fun.
Fun. I love that
Yes.
Make it
idea.
like a
Well,
dirty
how about a
bake
car
sale.
wash? That'd be good.
Right? Car wash. Yes. Yes. There are so many things we could do. And oh, yeah, I'm excited because like the outline for season 2, y'all. Oh, all right. Let's see here. Look, we're like, what, 5 minutes into this thing? I think I'm losing my voice already.
Uh-oh. Do you need an understudy?
Right? All righty. Trixie, thank you for your question, huh? Righty, let's see here. I have a schedule sort of this stuff. Okay, yep, we got everybody here, I guess. Oh, Veronica's back.
Yay.
There we go. Welcome
Hi.
back, Veronica.
I tried to send a chat to let you know I was back, and then it like cut out the stream. So I'm not going to touch anything now. Yeah.
All right. So, okay. Let's start with a little round of what are you up to? Uh-oh, we lost Jason. The rule is don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything.
I was going to start with her on what she's up to next. All righty. Let's see. Well, oh, there she goes.
Don't touch anything.
I'm trying not to touch it. I'm not going to touch it.
As she's touching it, she's saying, I'm not
Right, yeah.
Yes, I'm touching it.
I'm not
Exactly.
touching you. I'm not touching you.
I'm not touching it. No more.
All right. Oh, cool. We've got questions coming in. Y'all keep the questions coming in. We're going to get to those. But first, I want to take a few minutes and see what everybody's been up to. So, Chaselyn, let's start with you. What have you been up to since the wrap of season 1?
Oh my gosh. Well, no acting really. Just performing. I've been doing a lot of charity events. I went to LA a couple weeks ago to be part of a panel discussion group. Working on a couple of my own projects, which you and I have been working on that together for a while. But
Yes.
other than that, I'm about to have a big birthday this year, and
Woo!
I'm going to Japan in October for our anniversary. So we've been planning trips and that kind of stuff. But soon enough, I'll be acting somewhere, I hope.
Oh yeah,
It's
season 2.
exciting.
So you'll finally be 30.
Yes, finally 30. It's been knocking at my door.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm
I may have been
excited.
30 a couple times, but that's okay.
It was so fun. We're just going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Just do 30 over and over again. And I know the answer to this question, but Bree, how about you? What have you been up to?
I've been doing a lot of music, honestly. So I've been performing for the first time in years. But I'm playing a lot in Galveston and in the Lake City area. My husband is playing with a band also, so we're doing a lot of that. I got to record recently at Wire Road Studios and work with Paul English, who's a really incredible pianist and composer. So I should have some music coming out soon, hopefully. So hopefully you'll see me on some streaming services soon. We'll see.
Yes. Awesome. All righty. Andrea, what have you been up to lately?
Oh, I do mostly live theater. So I just finished a run of Tartuffe in Austin, and I've got like 4 auditions coming up. So fingers crossed one will come through, and then I'll have something to do for the fall.
Sweet.
But
All right.
we're planning a big trip too. We're going to England in December. So
Ooh,
Ooh.
dang. You
I
know,
have to
the other
come
day
right back. I'm so sorry. There's a little bit of an emergency. I'm so sorry. Hang on. I'll be back.
okay, okay.
I might not come back. That's what I've said. You know, I'm
When you go to England, just
stay there.
yeah. I think I was on the road the other day and I drove through or saw a sign for China, Texas. And I was
China,
like, yep,
Texas. Yeah.
that's where I'm vacationing. I'm going to China, Texas.
Well, you could go
All
to
right.
Paris too if you wanted to.
That's true. There's so many
You know,
tiny little
I had lines from a movie one time where I said, somebody says, we're going to Paris. And I said, I love Paris in the fall. They go, Paris, Texas, darling, Paris, Texas. And I go, oh, poopers.
Have I seen that one? That line sounds familiar.
Yeah, you have. I don't want to say who it is. Yeah,
Gotcha. All right,
oh,
Dave, you
poopers.
stay busy. I think. What you been up to lately?
I have been. Things really got cooking in April. In April, I shot 5 projects, 4 films,
Wow.
and a commercial, which happened to be for Geico. It's the biggest
Awesome.
commercial I've done so far. It was a SAG project, and it was a big enough SAG project that I finally became SAG eligible. Uh,
Woohoo.
Woo!
I'm not, thank you. I'm not joining at the moment because SAG E is the sweet spot for actors in a right to work state like Texas. So, just sit on that status for a while. Um, I shot another SAG project last week, a Christmas movie with Haley Duff. If you don't know her, she's
Oh
Hillary's older
wow.
sister.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
my first scene opposite a name actor. I only had one line, but I got to say it to the star, and she was very nice. I'm shooting 2 short films this week, and then we'll see.
Sweet. Yeah, you're staying busy. All right, Veronica, what have you been up to lately?
I've been playing video games. I mean, that's pretty much it. So I kind of I retired last year, so I just kind of from my other work. This is the first time I've ever acted before, so I don't really have a lot of like acting projects like you guys do. But that going to the gym, that kind of stuff. Just spending time with my dog and my cat and my partner.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, and so this was your first acting project, and I just gotta say, you did amazing. I know we've told you that in person, but I just gotta say it again because you are so not Madison in real life.
No.
No,
It's
I don't even like her.
Trust me,
Nobody
Matt.
Like,
We've been
does.
there.
Nobody does.
no,
Me and
she
Robert
makes me
live
cringe.
for her scenes. Like we live
Oh
for it,
God,
Veronica. You have no
thank
idea.
you.
That first scene where you see her and the music starts playing, like this whole house loves you.
Yeah.
We just think you're fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
It's
am.
it's fun to play the bad guy, but it's also kind of therapeutic because we all have our annoyances, our frustrations, and
Mm,
when you can channel them into a character instead of taking it out on innocent people in your life, it's much more constructive.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes. Let's see here.
I can't believe that was your first acting job.
Thank you. Yeah, I was
Really, I'm
well,
surprised
okay,
too.
so I've done 2 other acting. I was a star, like an actual star in elementary school. Like we did this thing. And then
Baby,
so
you're a star.
then I think I was a tree or a rock also. So that was about it. Yeah.
That's great.
That's a
You know,
big
it's so
leap
funny
from a
because
star
when
and a rock to a
it's
bit.
it's so funny. It's so funny because when we were on set, I think we were together for like almost more than half the day, and you were like, "Yo, this is my first time doing." I was like, "What?" No way. I said, oh, if that's the case, girl, we got this.
Yeah, I thought you were going to kill me the first day, actually.
Nah.
I really did. I was just like, I'd never done it before and I couldn't remember anything. And the frustration, I could see it. But it all worked out. That was the first day. And yeah, it all worked out. So,
yeah, it was like
Like
the first
all the-
hour ever. And it was a dramatic scene that we were doing too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right out the gate.
Like Carly said, I'm gonna feed this bitch to the wolves real quick.
I
I
don't
said,
recall saying-
damn. Okay.
All right. Let's see here. We've gotten through the consult my schedule here. Okay, so the next section I got planned out here was season 1 reflections. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take another question or another comment. Let's see here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Mischief. Man, I love that name. Watch from UK and can't wait for season 2.
So
Yeah,
exciting.
I
that
see.
People are watching from everywhere.
Right. I was looking at the analytics, and I mean, we have more viewers in the US, but right under is UK. So that's pretty awesome.
I wish I could be in season 2.
You know, I was just going to say
Aw.
earlier.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Well, hold on. I was going to say earlier, Dave, that go ahead and keep that SAG eligible status a little longer. Don't join the union just yet. there may be
That's the plan.
You're getting flashbacks, right?
I was going to say there may be some
There you go.
flashbacks or hallucinations.
There's always twins.
or just coming back from the dead,
right,
like
yeah.
Days of Our Lives.
I mean, I am a big fan of soap operas, as you maybe could tell from the script, but yeah. So you know, I don't want to go too far out there with people coming back from the dead, but you know.
When I tell people about my role in Transfolk, I say, well, I'm only in 2 episodes, but my character provides the cliffhanger for season 1. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely.
It was a good twist.
Haha. Peace Flag Safety Harbor. Is Bailey joining tonight? I reached out to Taylor.
Oh, I wish.
I wish
I
too.
think she's got a lot going on. She's about to do her step down as Miss Gay US of A newcomer. So I know she's got a lot going on. So proud of her.
So proud of her. Taylor stays busy, man.
I mean, she stays booked and busy, and rightfully so, because she has done an amazing job during her reign. And so yeah, we will hopefully get her for the next shindig. So
We'll have to twist some arms.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
We'll have to break some heels.
Yeah.
Right.
Was just a
Teaser
bad.
go.
I like this
Teaser
question.
go said, so bummed by the way season 1 ended. Any chance you can write the opening of season 2 to explain that last season's ending was just a bad dream? That sounds familiar.
That would be kind of cheap, and we don't do things cheap in Transfolk.
No.
That's right.
Well, speak for yourself.
I mean, we did the very best we could with what we had, but we don't do it cheap. I think was kind of the point I was getting to there. All right. So yeah, I don't think we can have that be a bad dream, but
I'm curious, like which part specifically, or just all of it in general.
right, yeah, because there was a few. I don't think anybody was really in a good, safe, happy place at the end of season 1.
I don't think so either.
I think everybody kind of had a oh damn moment in that finale.
I was in a happy place. I got to be mean all the way until the end.
Right, and they get slapped.
Well, that's true, but I enjoyed it.
There was some bad juju there.
That's true.
And she was the juju girl.
Emily Gray says, "Hey everyone."
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Emily. Fun fact,
Emily Gray is following me on. You're following me on TikTok. I appreciate you listening to some of the songs.
Yes,
Very
we
sweet.
actually know Emily, like in real life.
Yeah.
In real life, she was actually, fun fact, part of our crew when we did the very first crowdfunding teaser trailer for the series back in
That's
2018.
Oh wow, she's OG.
So, yes, yes. Right. Comment Vivica Perry, LOL.
Same.
Yeah, same.
That's my best friend.
We've been funny a few times, so yeah.
She laughing at your villain arc over here.
Yeah.
Love it.
She's actually the more of the villain of the two of us, but yeah.
Let's see. Mike with no shorts. Hi, Chaselyn.
Hi,
Love you,
Mike.
girl from Kentucky.
That's some of my peoples.
Yes.
Love it.
My hometown peoples.
You're from Kentucky?
I am. I've lived in about 35 miles northeast of Lexington, so at the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains.
Okay. I lived in Elizabethtown for 3 years when I was in the Army and stationed at Fort Knox.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I love Kentucky.
Kentucky's so beautiful. I miss it. I go back quite often to see my parents and my family and stuff, my friends. I love it.
I got a lot of
I've been
good
in Dallas
memories
since 2000, so I'm kind of like I've actually been in Dallas for like longer than half of my life at this point. So I'm a Kentucky girl, but I'm from Dallas.
Well, Kentucky is a beautiful state, but the best part of the state, in my experience, was the people. I just met the most wonderful people in Kentucky.
Really good people, yeah. I like to say it's the land of beautiful horses and fast women.
I love that. May 7X says Veronica is so pretty. We agree.
We agree.
That's my fiance. She has to say that.
I love it. She's a lucky girl.
All right, let's see.
Oh, hey, Josh.
Josh Yanakopoulos. I think I said
we love
his name
Josh.
right. Yes. Hi, Josh. We do love Josh. Josh was a judge on season 1 of Galveston's Got Talent, of which Bree won, and that's how we met 100 years ago.
True story.
Right?
True story.
Let's see, Emily. Watch the whole season. I am obsessed. So. Thank you, Emily.
Good. We are too.
Yeah. Love it.
My husband is so obsessed that like he's now mad because he has listened to me and Carly discuss like some of the upcoming plot points for various seasons, and now he keeps being like, so wait, what's going to happen with this? And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. And he's like, man, I remember hearing the conversation about it, and now I don't remember what you guys said. It's great.
Let's see.
I feel like a fan myself because I have no idea what's going to happen in season 2, and I'm really interested to find out.
This is
a great question.
I'm curious as to how you shoot episodes as a low budget series. Do you shoot each episode straight through, or considering everyone's schedules, do you shoot scenes from multiple episodes? Yeah, we shot it completely out of sequence based on who we had and what location we had, and it took a while.
There are moments that we know, but you won't be able to know, that we weren't even in the same room, the same week, maybe not even the same season.
Yeah, yeah. True. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was. It was a little.
That's the genius of Carly.
Mm-hmm.
Carly did a good job.
Oh,
I can't like I remember one time sitting down with Carly to I guess finish like we were trying to figure out the last few weeks of filming and just putting all the scenes, all those puzzle pieces together, like what still needed to be shot was just watching Carly do that was very interesting.
it's got it. Once I get into like that zone, but ADHD, it's fun.
Yeah.
So it's just getting to that spot. But yeah, we
If I
filming
may,
that one.
if I may piggyback on that, um, as a viewer, I was really impressed with how season one came out. I've been on a lot of sets, films, series, TV shows, what have you. And one thing I've learned is you can't always tell what's going to come out of it. Sometimes you're on a set and you think, well, this ain't going to be nothing, and it turns out to be really good. And sometimes it's the other way around. And on set, I could tell that everybody was very dedicated to what they were doing, and I was happy to be a part of it. But then when I saw it, it came out even better than I pictured. So, Carly, of course, all the actors here, all the crew that she had working with her, but she's the driving force. She's the mama bear, and I got to give her all due credit for making this happen and making it so good.
Well, thank you, Dave. That makes all my hours of nitpicking and fighting over fixing this, that, and the other all worth it. Because there was some hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. So I came in at the very end, and then all my stuff we shot in reverse, which was so weird watching it reversed in the story.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, throughout the entire season, we filmed all of that in what, like 2 days, 3 days?
That's
My
right.
part,
Yeah, and some of us were with this for the whole, I think, a little over a year. I think it was, Jason. Wasn't it a little over a year that we that it took to get all of season one done?
From when I came on? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if I want to say how many years since it was born in my head to when
Yes, you should, because you've worked that long to make it happen.
You stuck with it.
It's about 10 years from concept to screen. But, there were many life factors that happen in there, and there's just something
and COVID.
And I could not give up on it, and it would not go away, and it still won't, because now we got to keep going. Yeah, so we just to answer your question, Geezer, we did what we could. We got people together when we could. Even when we couldn't get them together, we faked it. And
we hired someone on the spot and just had them show up.
That
has happened.
Oh, there was that one. Yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about.
We used it double.
Yeah, we had people dropping out constantly, like last minute, and there was a day that we were filming the scenes with Chaselyn and Bree, with their scenes with Cheyenne and Beth and Aiden, and we had to film the scene that day with Kenny, Beth's new husband.
Yeah.
And the actors that were cast in that role.
It was multiple.
It was multiple. It just things didn't work out, and people kept having to back out of that and whatnot. And I put a thing on Facebook, and I kept telling Bree, I was like, no, someone will show up. I just had all the faith in the world somehow.
Well, their loss. They missed out.
Yeah, and then we heard.
Someone showed up. So
yeah, someone showed up, and we heard from Miguel, and he was there. He learned all this medical dialogue in like
I
30
felt so
minutes.
bad for him.
Right. And I don't, and English isn't even his first language. So add, all that on top of, here's all this dialogue. Thanks for coming. Here's some food.
Oh, and by the way, a little bit later, we're gonna beat the shit out of you in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
by the way, we'll be throwing cereal boxes and stuff.
Look, I'm trying.
Y'all, I am still finding stray pieces of cereal, like in the weirdest places possible. For those of you that don't know, all the shots in Beth's house are my actual house. And so when Chaselyn was throwing cereal across the room, that it just made it into my kitchen. Now it's just like Cocoa Puffs that are living, in cracks forever. And now I guess.
I don't know how many times we swept those up.
We didn't shoot it that many times. I feel like we only did it like 5 or 6 times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it did not. I remember us saying like it's going to take at least 2 hours to shoot this scene, and I think it was like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, that was crazy. The stuff you think is going to take forever, it's like, boom, done. Okay, and the stuff that we got this, it's easy, and we're there for like 3 hours.
Yeah. Like the first day I was filming and I was laying in the bed for 4 hours.
Yeah, like that.
I literally had nothing to do, but I had to lay in the bed.
Not a bad first day of work, right?
And then I had to get out of the bed and swing my feet. The very first opening scene that took 4 hours.
That beautifully lit scene, yes.
Yes, that beautifully lit scene.
The stories we have, my goodness. Vivica Perry, where did Veronica get her inspiration for her character?
She wants me to say it's her, but it wasn't her. It was our friend Taylor. And I didn't even do a good job of it. So like next season, I'll have to kind of vamp it up a little bit. Oh, thanks.
You were so
but
good.
Yeah.
There's something about the way you played it. It was so dry, and it was so much better than I expected. Even like, I don't know.
Thank
you. So good.
It was a lot of fun.
I'm super excited. I'm going to drop a little season 2 tease right here. I was going to have a section for that, but let's just sprinkle them throughout. Veronica and I will have a good amount of scenes together in season 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, should I say more than that?
Well, how physical will it be?
I don't think it will be in a negative way. I think they may have an understanding with each other after all that. And I better not tease any more of that one. All right, let's see, Mike. How can I watch all the episodes of season 1? I'm glad you asked this because you can still see all of season 1, all 7 episodes on our YouTube channel, YouTube at Transfolk the series. Also coming soon, God willing. Yes, coming soon. But I'll be submitting through Film Hub the re-edits of season 1. We had to do some new music because of licensing, so some of the music is different. Some things have been polished up, some audio is better, and so it's going to be definitely worth a rewatch once we get it submitted to Film Hub. They shop it around to all the streaming sites, so I think I'm going to speak it into existence. You'll probably see us soon on Tubi and Peacock. So that's.
Oh, wow.
That's my goal. And I mean, I kind of want to dream bigger than that, but that's a good, starting.
That's pretty big.
It's, I love it. It's I have another film that I've sent to the streamers called "Whatever Happened to Toddler June" on Sunset Boulevard, and check it out on Fossum.
It's hysterical.
I've seen it. It's good.
It is good.
Really good.
And so yeah, I've seen, like, I've been able to work with, see how Film Hub works with the films that they distribute, and it's a pretty cool platform. So I'm looking forward to getting the last little bit of polish editing done on the last 2 episodes, and then we'll get that thing submitted and watch it spread its wings and fly. Let's see here. Ta-da. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, we just answered that one. Geezer. The murder of Bailey was what I was referring to about end of season 1.
Well,
The
how do you know
dream.
she's dead?
Murder?
Murder? I don't know that the script said murder.
Was she
Murder.
dead?
Mhm.
Was she dead though? Was she?
Is she or isn't she? That's the question.
I don't know.
When I first read the script, I literally like texted Carly in all caps, you know, is Bailey alive or not? She was like, that's the cliffhanger, yo.
Well, and
So
what's funny,
invested. I was like really upset about it.
what's funny is, in all honesty, back then when you texted me that,
I feel like that answer
I,
was different.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah,
I
that's true.
had
That's
no
right.
idea. I had no idea, but and that's all I'm gonna say on that one.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, yes, to see. I mean, even if she's not dead, then there's a hell of a lot to recover from. And
Mm.
I will say that when it comes to season 2 and planning on, what happens to Bailey, I would be a damn fool to let Taylor Summers go.
Man, no kidding. That's what I
So
was gonna
yeah,
say.
but
Because what a star.
Bailey's situation may be the biggest cliffhanger, but now that I think about it, there's actually several in there
Mhm.
because there's several storylines that you really don't know what's going to happen with them. My darling wife gets arrested. What's going to happen with
right,
her and her relationship and all of those things? And maybe Bailey's alive, maybe not. Maybe Dorian's alive.
maybe,
Maybe
and
not.
and just because I definitely want to get Taylor back for season 2 doesn't mean Bailey's alive. So stay tuned. We'll have to see. Yeah, like what happened to Caleb when he left? Where'd he go?
Hit by a
What's
bus. Not yet. I don't know.
there's sort of a petition
There is.
going around that well, I won't say several people, but Bree's husband wants wants Caleb to get hit by a bus because of what he did to Piper.
I
Yes.
wanted him to have some bad things happen to him too. It was infuriating. I wanted to punch him.
My husband is not an actor, but he has said the only way he would ever be on Transfolk is if he can be the guy driving the bus that hits Caleb.
That I just have to say that whole storyline was so dead on with like so many, and I think we all want to hate the guy and everything, but I think that storyline for a lot of guys who like trans girls is so similar, and I think that Carly, you and him both caught that so just perfectly. Just kind of the back and forth and the acceptance and the shame and how all of that works out. And yeah, at the end of it, it's are you going to be an asshole or are you going to actually come to grips with the fact that everybody deserves to be happy?
Absolutely.
So I just think it was fantastic.
I will second that. That storyline was really what grabbed me initially when I read the script, because it wasn't a relationship that I had ever experienced or that I had ever even watched happen. And so it was so interesting, like from a cis point of view, to kind of to realize that that's a struggle that's very common.
Mm.
And I thought it was really interesting. So I definitely learned something watching that. I thought it was, really, really well written.
That was his first acting gig as well.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Hmm.
that's another funny story. Was the actors that were cast in the role of Caleb.
Yes, actors.
Z- Actually, that one might be a Z. There might be that many of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kobe came to help us film one day.
Yeah.
Because he's friends with Chaselin
Yeah.
for a while now, and
a long time, long time.
yeah, he came and was holding the boom mic for us that day, and
somebody didn't show up or they canceled, and that's why I was like, "Hey, look, this is probably what's about to happen, right? So we're gonna give you some lines, and then tomorrow morning you're gonna come." He's like, "Okay."
But he did great.
He
He
did.
was a really good sport.
He did so good, and I it's a fond memory now. I laugh about it now. That scene at the apartment, at Piper's apartment, when he comes in the middle of the night, and she's so annoyed and frustrated with him. He was very method that night. It was not difficult to play frustrated with him that particular evening. I don't know I don't know what was going on, but I used it and I was like, "Cool, this works." And then we're done filming. It's like, okay, get out. So yeah, it's funny now, but in the moment, but it's what he said to me that he also wants Caleb to get hit by a bus, or yes, he wants Caleb to get killed off because he's like, I don't know if I want to act anymore because he feels bad playing that character. And
he's such a sweet guy.
He loved doing the behind the scenes stuff and helping us with the cameras and the mics and stuff. So we'll have to see what happens with old Caleb. Let's see. Oh, we got smiles from Emily. Candace, little down moment at the end. Oh,
the end of the series.
The season. I
mean the season.
Yeah. First of all, hi Candace. Candace is my coworker.
Well,
yeah, she was watching it as we were airing the episodes, and there was just her and our bosses were talking about it, and they were like gossiping a bit about the current episode and what's going to happen next. And I was like, pop my head out of the office, like, y'all talking about the show? We have another guest joining us.
Oh, yay.
What's up? James Reed Stafford in the house.
Hey, James. How's it going?
Hi.
Hey. Were you waiting there long? Because I just noticed you were in the...
Well, I was watching on Facebook, and I'm like, well, let me join in. So here I am.
Cool. Glad you could join us.
Yeah, thank you.
You may recognize James from, let's see, you were the stand-in for Logan. In fact, yeah, a little trivia there. The scenes between Logan and Georgia.
Yeah, that was fun.
They were not. Y'all have yet to meet in person.
I know, it's so weird.
Yeah, Frank and Andrea have not met
yet.
Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have not met anybody else in person. Except you, Carly.
Oh. Wow. Oh, well, and Taylor and Diamante.
Right.
But yeah. But yeah, that
everybody
so
here
you
I've
did,
not met, except for James.
And so yeah, you did that scene with James, And then
And we had fun. That was a lot
that
of
was
laughter.
that was a fun
Oh
night.
yeah.
I was gonna do a little soap opera moment and have it be the role of Logan is temporarily being played by James Reed Stafford, but I thought that might be a little too soap opera cheesy, especially the third episode right out the gate. I was like, maybe not, but you did come back and in the finale as one of the bar patrons, so that was cool.
Yeah,
and
that was fun.
and you were a godsend on multiple days of filming, so thank you for that again.
Yeah, no problem. It was
And
fun. I had fun.
that's it's so weird thinking about because I forget this far removed from the editing process. I kind of forget, like, oh, they're not actually talking to each other in that scene. That's two completely different days. And Frank was talking to Veronica for the for the scene
Yeah.
with Georgia. And oh gosh, and Frank and Cheslin with Bailey and Sierra. Those weren't the same day either. It's crazy. I watched it so many times. You just kind of, at least I hope that everyone just gets into the story and doesn't notice the things I tend to notice. All right, let's see. Emily says, "Can I have a small role next season?" Absolutely.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
We
yes.
need more extras.
Right.
Bring friends.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. I think some of our cast was already pretty extra.
See, P flag. For me, it was Bailey's murder. As a parent of a trans teen, it's always on my mind how dating can be so dangerous for trans people. Yes, definitely. And that's just that whole that storyline was that
It's
fun
hard to
sound.
watch.
It is, and that storyline has actually been in my head for probably close to 20 years. Like that that particular storyline and how that went was something I had thought of for a different character in a different project years ago, like many years ago. And it's just it still remains when I was writing this to be a relevant topic to explore. So
and it's a reality.
I was on
it
set that
is.
day. I did Taylor's makeup for that last scene, and it was very difficult to do that. Even just to do the makeup and kind of just I don't know. It was it was very difficult. It was hard to watch. Everybody involved did a really good job. It was just, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And it was hard to watch, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I couldn't breathe. It was very affecting.
Yeah, and Dave, your child is in our community as well. In the
In fact,
LGBT.
I wore a shirt she gave me once. Proud dad of a bisexual daughter.
Yeah,
And that's a big reason why I wanted to be involved in this. I wanted to show my support for the community. Not that I was anti anything before my daughter came out to us, but I think we can all agree that knowing somebody with these struggles in the community when you didn't personally know anybody before, especially when it's a family member, that really literally brings it home. And when you start to see what's really going on out there and empathize, any decent person would want to do what they can to help. And my little way was to be in this, but I it's just really hard when you understand when you're not in the community, but you understand for the first time what the struggles are and what trans people and others in the LGBTQIA plus community have to deal with. And that's why Transfolk is so special and so important, because Carly put that in front of a lot of people that wouldn't have seen it otherwise. That's so important.
And can I say something too? Like, so one thing that I really loved about the story was it showed that we have normal problems. You know, we have normal problems that everybody else has. We just have this kind of undercurrent of things that are going on. And, you know, it's like there's some characters in the series that the fact that they're trans isn't even part of the story, you know? And so you're kind of like sitting there, who is, who isn't, all of this other stuff. It doesn't even matter because they just have normal problems that everybody has. It's just this kind of undercurrent of modifiers, I think, that was really illustrated well in the series or in the season.
Yeah, that was definitely a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, it was definitely one of the most authentic and genuine representations of the trans community that I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it showed our problems, but it also showed that we have successes, and that we just have normal people, and we're not like all, you know, yeah, we have issues that we have to deal with, but we're not all just kind of like, I feel like Hollywood shows trans people you're either this like glammed up superstar or you're somebody who is like living on the streets, you know, and there's no like in between, you know, with like normality. And I think that this series really shows the normality of trans people.
The humanity. Every character in here brings their humanity to it.
Yeah.
That was something I wanted to show, like front and center was I want people to see, you know, that know nothing about the trans community or the LGBT community to be able to watch it and still relate to, like, oh yeah, I have an ex-wife too, and we're fighting over visitation with our kid, and oh yeah, I'm dating this guy, but I got a thing I don't want to tell him, and it's important to show like just the universal things because we're just folks.
You know, I tell
Yeah.
people all the time, you know, when I'm having a really deep conversation with them, I explain to them, like, I don't wake up in the morning and go, oh my God, I'm trans. I just wake up and I go about my day and I don't really pay attention, or it's not part of my life. It's not part of my existence until someone else either makes it that way, right?
Yeah.
Or reminds me of it. And
that's what
people think that it's always like you're always doing this and always, you know, of course, if you look at someone's social media, like if you look at my social media, it's going to show like a lot of trans pride stuff, a lot of show, you know, all that kind of thing. But that's 5 minutes of my day, not the whole 24 hours of my life.
I tell people, I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
You know, that's right. And this showed like people's lives.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, like, you know, if society forgot about trans people, we would forget about it too. Right. It's only because society makes such a big deal out of it that it's a big deal to us. Otherwise, it's like being left-handed.
That's one of the reasons why I love the fact that you and I did that scene in the restroom. This is what we're doing in the bathroom.
I'm surprised it's not getting a boycott for that.
Over our dead spouses. That's what we're doing in the bathroom.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly.
The mystery is solved.
Who's making fun of left-handed people?
At the Taco Hut or not?
At the Taco Shack.
At the Taco Shack.
Yes. The Taco Shack. And didn't Veronica, didn't she say, was it like, anything that doesn't give me diarrhea because I have a pageant tomorrow?
Yeah.
She said.
Yeah. It's like anything that doesn't give me the runs.
Yeah.
And I think the most unbelievable part of that whole sentence is, wait, you're doing a pageant tonight and you have time to like go to dinner and do stuff? It's like, no. You're this calm on the night you have a pageant?
Right. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh my God, I would
Well,
probably be a
I looked
nervous
at it
wreck.
like maybe you were judging it. Maybe you had a
Yeah.
pattern.
You know, it could be. Yeah.
You know, you were
Yeah.
judging it. That's the way I kind of took it.
Candace, that Carly put a lot of hard work into this season. I'm proud of her. Oh, thank you, Candace.
I feel like y'all really don't have any idea how much hard work she put in. Like, she really, really did. And she was kind of a one woman show there
We
for
did
a while.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It was, you know, and I would do it again. I love every aspect of filmmaking. Like, I don't think I've gotten bored with any part that I've had to play in front of or behind the camera. And uh, it's just kind of what I did learn was season 2 onward. I am going to cut down the number of hats I'm wearing by a lot. And because I know that I see all the little things that a lot of people don't see, the little mistakes, the little things that I'm fixing what I can. And, you know, but I see the things that me wearing all those hats made certain things suffer. And learning from that experience, proud of what I was able to do, but bitch is asking for help next season.
Yeah. I mean, but the fact that you can do all the things that you have done makes you like so valuable to any production that you're involved in because you have a full concept of what is and is not capable and able. So
She's a
you are
unicorn.
more than a triple threat. You're like
She's a unicorn.
she's
Yeah.
a
And the
fucking
patience.
unicorn, exactly.
The patience of a saint.
I have been fortunate. I started doing sound design work for some films that are made in Houston. With a shout out to Purple Heart Productions and Pink Diamond Productions and Denise Monet and Jaleesa Marie and all my girls. I've been doing some work for them, doing some editing, sound design, and visual effects. And I'm now going to be editing Jaleesa's next 3 films, like
Awesome.
Wow.
like the full post production process. I'm super excited about that.
Awesome.
And that's
Congratulations.
thank you. That's actually how I met Dave. Was because we were both cast in Bissonnet, and I remember we were on the. It was like one of these where we were on the virtual table read, and I was like, "Hey, I think you could play Dorian." And yeah, the rest
I'm
is
glad
history
you
on
did.
that one. Yes, absolutely. My part had to get cut in Bissonnet, but dang it. But that's okay. It worked out. It all worked out.
Can I say
I only had 2
one?
scenes in Bissonnet, and one of them was cut too. It happens to all of us.
It happens. I met everybody through that, and so much has happened because of it. So it was still a blessing.
Can I say something about Dorian's character also that I thought was really interesting? So, you know, at the end, you know, his wife catches him in this bar with a trans girl, and that wasn't even part of the story at all. Like, it wasn't even a thing. It was more just like, oh, you're at this bar and you're mad at me because I'm here, and nothing even came up about the fact that this wife caught her husband, you know, with a trans girl, and then he becomes so like transphobic, you know, about the other partner or the other friend. It was really interesting.
That double standard is something else, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of saw that as well. I played it as self-loathing. You know, he is interested in exploring possibilities for himself, but he's very defensive about it. He doesn't know how he feels about this. And so when confronted with it, it's easier for him to lash out than to take that as an opportunity for personal growth.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I saw him and tried to play him. But thank you for bringing that out. That was
That was
interesting
great.
to me too. It was cool that I got to play that.
Yeah, and I don't think you're done playing him yet. So
Oh, what?
You're giving Carly
More
ideas
teasers.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, mine just came up.
Yes. Can we just talk about how Veronica, who's never acted, came on and did a fantabulous
Yes.
job? Absolutely.
Yes.
And we did before you came on, James. But we always got to give her flowers on that one because
Oh, thank you. Thanks,
yes,
James.
absolutely.
It was
I
so nice
remember.
having you there.
Thank you. Yeah, I remember you were so nervous. But the scene between you and Chaselin, what was it that you said? Like you fucking whore or something. I don't know. It was just hilarious. You said something that was
I
so funny. Or
was it the
we're fucking.
why would he get with this to be with that? Was
Oh
it
yeah,
that one? Yeah.
yeah. Why
Yeah,
would it?
It just
Why,
came out.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. If y'all weren't
It
already fucking.
yeah. We were already fucking. Yeah, I mean, it came out
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was.
That's
I think you
so
just
that one
tried
I
that,
have to
and that's the
say
take I used.
that did come from my friend Vivica who like messaged earlier. That's something that she would have totally said. So that definitely rubbed off on me. She's a lot more bitchy than I am.
Hmm. I think I need to write a part for Vivica in there too.
You
I
could,
know. I was
yeah.
gonna say maybe let's bring her on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Vivica, I hope Peacock does. Yes, Peacock would be great if we could get on there. Mike said, I love the scene with Chaselin and the ex about their
Oh.
son.
Oh,
That scene remains one of my favorite as well.
Me too.
Mhm.
Y'all want to talk about that scene? For
the one by the couch where she's folding the clothes.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that was a good scene. We were vibing that day, weren't we, girl?
We were. Chaselin is really amazing to play off of. Like she's so fun to film with, and we kind of. It's a really line heavy scene. There's a lot of dialogue, and so we just started running lines and started practicing. And I don't even remember at what point Carly just started filming.
Yeah.
Because it was
And
kind of we were really on a roll, and so she
yeah,
was just like, "Okay,
it's
hold
like,
on, let me get the
yeah.
camera." But
It's like,
Chaselin's
do you want
really
to start
fun.
rolling? Oh, I am.
Yeah, exactly. Chaselin's really great to work with, um, my favorite blooper of the season also comes from that scene as well. I still laugh every time I see my daughter Isley like poke into the frame, and then she just kind of like backs
And
up,
then backs up.
like no one's gonna notice.
Like, I'm just going to rewind time and back up, and
Yeah,
it's going to be like it never happened.
exactly. It's hilarious.
It was a really good scene. You know,
Yeah.
I had it. That was one of my favorite scenes that I actually did. Well, I did so many on it. I love so much of it because of your writing. But yeah, working off of you was, I have to agree with that. It was very easy. The chemistry we had, we were
Yeah,
like sisters, but
yeah.
we were exes, you know, and we have a kid. It was a different scene for me for sure, but I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. The
I
banter
do.
back and forth and just how natural you were and like just some of the ad libs that we threw at each other, you
I was
know?
gonna say like
It was,
there's a lot of stuff. I don't know about a lot, but there's definitely a few things from that scene that were not in the script. Like when she says "Go fix your fucking hair,"
Oh
it
yeah.
was just something that she threw at me on the way out, and like
yes.
we thought
Fix
it was
that
so
fucking
funny.
hair.
Brush
We were
that fucking.
dying laughing.
Brush that
And then,
fucking hair.
like, you're just flipping her off as she's
Yeah,
leaving. It's like, yeah. None of that was in the script. I wish I could take
No.
credit
yeah.
for that, but I can't. Yeah, that was all just. Uh,
It's hilarious.
I would also be a fool if I didn't write more scenes for the two of you. So, yes, y'all have
Yeah.
some
Well, we've
stuff
got our
coming up
hands full
together.
with Aiden, so yeah,
Yeah.
we've got a lot of scenes that we can film for
Oh yeah,
sure.
oh yeah. I'm excited about that storyline. uh,
Me and Carly have talked about that a lot. I'm excited about
I
it too.
feel I feel like because Bree has been with me through the process of this as a producer as well. She knows probably too much
Probably.
about the upcoming storylines. I think you know more than um, than anyone else here, but also your memory is about as good as mine. So
Yeah.
so I'm
So what
not
you're
Great
saying
person
is
to
she
tell.
knows nothing.
she knows nothing.
Not really.
P flag. It's Save
Hey,
Bailey.
Bailey. I
Save
agree.
Bailey. Justice for Bailey. Who shot JR?
The answer is Kristen Shepard, and I hope that's not a spoiler 45 years later. But
I would say if it
for the
is, and I think
record,
enough time has passed.
I remember the Who Shot JR Summer, and I guessed correctly. I was 14, and I figured it out.
See, that was
But then it was all a dream, wasn't it?
No, that was another season
Oh, okay.
that came later.
Oh yeah.
On
I
Dallas.
missed that was before my time, but my version of that for my generation was the Who Shot Mr. Burns on The Simpsons.
Oh,
And I just remember like it felt like they made us wait for years to find out who shot Mr. Burns. And oh, I love this. P Fleck said Andrea is going to be a raging mama bear.
Yes, she's such a
Yeah.
cool mom.
Mhm.
She's
I'm a
she's not
cool
like a
mom
regular
in real
mom. She's a
life
cool mom.
too. My kids won't
Yeah.
say it, but
There, another tease for
Well,
the next season is. Oh, Andrea, you got some good stuff coming up, girl.
I love all your scenes, Andrea, and how you played the character. You really walked a very fine line in like the way you were dealing with other characters in your scenes, and I thought it was the perfect balance. And I wish there were more people like you in real life. I know there's some.
I think there's
There's
a
a lot,
lot.
but there need to be a lot
more.
more.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
I think-
and I can't take a lot of credit for the scenes because Carly wrote that.
When
I think
when my daughter came out to us, she started doing drag shows,
Mhm.
and my wife and I would go and support her as much as we could. And some of her friends at those shows that she would introduce us to, they would say things like, "It is so cool that you support your daughter like this," her being in the community. And I understood what they meant, but it really drove it home. Like, I can't imagine how people can turn their back on a family member, especially a child, just because of who they are and who they love. I mean, I could have never turned my back on my daughter for something like that. I don't know how people can do it. It breaks my heart to think that a lot of people are on the receiving end of that.
I think something should also be said for the parents that have a really hard time with it and they give all the effort they can to accept it. Like they have a battle too, and yeah, there's those parents who are like, you're not going to be in my house and everything, but then there are the parents that still might misgender, still might, whatever else, but they're trying so hard,
Yeah.
I mean,
My mom.
you have to have a little grace, give people grace because it took you however many years to figure yourself out. So it may take that person that many years to understand it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's a good
My
point.
family still has issues misgendering me, and pronouns are that. I mean, only thing I've ever asked of them was to try, and so as long as that is going on, and I know they're trying, but it's it's not a switch that can be flipped.
No.
So it's yeah.
Pro tip on that, and just in case anybody else is watching and they're having a problem with their parents with this, if you can convey to your parents that when they're talking about you to other people, to work on your pronouns then it won't be a mistake. Right, exactly. Then it won't be a mistake. So like, the parents that do misgender you constantly, usually it means they're misgendering you to other people. And I don't think they understand how important that is. So if you can convey that to your parents, it definitely helps, like a lot.
Yeah. And I've told my family, like, even when y'all are talking about me to each other, Like maybe
Right.
even especially then, like
Yeah.
that. It's just something that takes practice. And please respect me enough to try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that people misunderstand exactly how important it is to have somebody in your life that supports you. The results are there's studies that show having just one person in your life that you can be yourself around changes dramatically your chances of self-harm, um, your success in life, your success in career. I mean, having just one person in your life that's an adult figure that you can look up to and trust is so important. So important. I
Mm.
myself, have a great family, a very loving family, understanding. They're all from Kentucky, small little town. But, I mean, like, of my four brothers, two of them, I think, actually said something to my mom, like, well, it's about time, you know? And so I've been very, very blessed to have an very close and extended family and parents that have accepted me, and that's made all the difference in the world in my life, and I know that, and I know that.
Yeah,
Uh,
mine's my mom. My mom went to Pride with me. Like she wanted to go to Pride with me. I'm like, are you sure you want to go to Pride? She's like, yes, I want to go to Pride. I'm like, okay, like let's do it. So she went with me 2 years in a row, and she loved it. And it's just nice to have somebody to support you, like a cool mom bear, like Andrea's character.
Hmm.
Mm.
yeah,
It's awesome.
absolutely. Real quick, I just want to. I'm hearing us like echoed back. Is anyone got us playing on speakers? Are we all in like just earbuds?
I'm an earbud.
Okay.
Well, mine's coming through the computer speaker.
Yeah, mine
Uh,
is too.
Turn your
Okay.
computer speaker down a little bit, just if to where you can barely hear it, if you don't mind, because that way your mic won't pick it up.
Then I can't hear you either.
I didn't mean that much. I just meant like a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, if it's low as you can go.
Yeah, just a technical thing that I was picking up on because I kept hearing myself
Mm.
every time I hear my voice. It just. Uh, let's see. Um, okay, we have a good amount of comments and questions to get through, but I wanted to throw a trivia question at everybody. And let's see, what's the best order to. Let's start with. She says she's the queen of trivia, Chaselyn. I'm going to ask all of you the same question, and then we're going to go around and see your answer. No phones, no. Well, some of you are on your phone, so that helps. Don't look it up. Let's see if you know. All right. So, what is? We're going to start with Chaselyn. What is your character's last name? And this is
Oh,
kind of tricky for you because I don't believe it's mentioned in the show, but it is on all of the printed media and the script.
I think I know. You want me to say it now?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Is it Green?
No.
Yeah. Oh
uh,
gosh, Cheyenne. Oh gosh, that's crazy.
and yeah,
I'm the queen of trivia, and I don't even know my own fucking name.
well, in all fairness, you haven't had to say it yet, so it's just been in print. But
Cheyenne.
it's
Oh God, you're gonna say it. I'm gonna know it. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. See who else knows.
Cheyenne Langston.
Langston.
Wow.
I remember now.
Yeah.
Yes, because it was going to be Lancaster or something, wasn't it? Or, I can't
Uh,
Yeah,
remember.
oh
I love
gosh,
Lancaster.
it's a bit of trivia. Your character was originally Shannon. Um,
Shannon Lancaster.
it was originally Shannon. I think it was originally Shannon Tate, and then that
Oh,
reminded
okay,
me too much of
okay.
Sharon Tate. And
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
before you were cast in the role, Lana Blake was playing
Yeah.
the part as Shannon, and she kept saying Cheyenne, And I was like, oh, you know what? I like that better. Let's go with that. So we have Lana Blake to thank for the character changing from Shannon to Cheyenne.
Yeah, I mean, because of that is why I went red, because I thought Cheyenne, Cayenne, I should be a redhead.
Oh, and
they're right.
Yeah, I love how I don't know if this will be true when we start filming season 2, but you and I like switched hair colors.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to be red this season.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
I feel for the sake of me getting ready faster, it may be wigs next season.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be like a 1 or 2 month kind of situation. So I said, oh, I'll go red. It took a year. I had to dye it like 4 times. I was like, shit, I didn't want to be a redhead. Now I'm stuck.
It looks fabulous on you though, but I love the blonde too. So
thank you.
I'm loving being a redhead. I'm digging it. It was out of necessity because I can't afford to be blonde right now, but it's I'm kind of digging it. Veronica, what is Madison's last name?
I have no idea. I can't even give a guess. I really have no idea.
Oh, I know.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
Montgomery.
No.
It's not Madison Montgomery.
No, but that'd be cute.
That is a cute name.
That's from
Madison Glenn.
Montgomery.
Glenn?
Madison Glenn. Glynne.
Okay. Madison Glenn.
Yeah.
Well, now I know.
Bree. Oh, where'd Bree go? I was getting to her name.
She was like, I'm not answering this shit.
Sorry. So I'm over here racking my brain because this is a trick question because Beth has a married name and she has a maiden name. I know that they both exist. I don't remember either one of them. But I know her married name is like it's a very common Latin last name.
It is, and you know what? I was about to say the wrong thing because in the script,
is it Sanchez or like Salvador or something like that?
Close. You're close. It's you're close.
I will be right back.
Man, I don't know. I'm gonna be so mad when I hear it.
And I was gonna actually say when I said it, I was gonna say the wrong name because we changed it because of casting when Miguel came on. Because originally we did. I don't remember what it was originally either. Because originally it was Beth Duncan.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
and then we changed it
to Beth Santos.
Okay, see, I was close.
Yeah, so it was Kenny Santos and
then I know her maiden name is ridiculous. It's like it's not.
We came up with it.
What? It's not, but something like Morgan Stern. It's like something. And I think we did this in homage to myself because all of my married names, other than my current name, have been absolutely ridiculous, like long, really ridiculous sounding German names. And so we gave Beth like a horrible maiden name. I forget what it was.
It was what was it? Because we were talking about maybe Beth should have a spinoff.
Yes.
I remember what your middle name was going to be. Oh, I remember it now. Okay, it was.
What is it?
So your maiden name, because I was going to have. I'm at to write a scene where Cheyenne calls you by your full government name.
Oh.
Because she would be like frustrated with you and be like Elizabeth Inez Hardy.
No, I want to call her like every last name she's ever had. I want it to be like this long, yeah.
So it would be Elizabeth Inez Hardy Milstead Santos. Because if you look in the script, Aiden's last name is Milstead.
That's right.
Which would be Cheyenne's
previous last name.
Maiden name. Yeah, previous last name.
Okay.
Former last name, yeah.
Former, yeah. All right. Dave, do you remember Dorian's last? I think you do because I think it says it on your description.
Dorian's last name is either asshole or hypocrite. No, actually, that's probably his middle name. It's Dorian Reynolds,
Yay!
Good
and
job.
We
that's
got
really
one.
cool because the name Reynolds is actually in my family tree.
Oh wow, cool. And Andrea, I have a feeling you know yours because it was one of your
It-
best lines.
It's Miss Smithson.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh, I love that. I said that's one of your best lines. Let me just pat myself on the back with that one.
You wrote a good line.
I just like, oh, call me Georgia, and then she pisses you off. It's like, oh no, it's Miss Smithson. I think subconsciously Georgia's based on my mom a little bit. Just that,
That's what I figured.
like I'm gonna be real sweet, but oh, now you've pissed me off. Oh, good luck.
Carly, what is Piper's last name?
Piper's last name is Deloro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Piper Deloro, which is so originally she was Peter Deloro at birth, and yeah, even the smaller characters have I always have done this in writing. They all have last names, and I usually end up knowing something about them that is in the story or that people just don't know, and I just love that. Let's see. I've got another question. Okay. Vivica said, "How did you, Carly, come up with the storyline?" That's oh gosh. Let me reach back to picture it. Sicily, 1922. It was. It started out with just I wanted a show for people like us. Like I was watching. I think I was watching Queer as Folk, doing a rewatch of that, and just watching a bunch of different shows with an ensemble cast of people that were, it's like I saw this kind of group and this group, and it was like, well, where are we at? And so that came from just wanting I wanted our show. I wanted for our brothers and sisters to be able to tune in each week and see their favorite characters doing their things. So that came from that. And then it was a matter of finding the most with the limited amount of episodes we had for season 1. I wanted to find the most important stories to start with. Like we had these 5 main characters and what they're going through, but there's so many more characters in here that are coming, and some characters will leave, new ones will join us, and I want to show every aspect of trans and non-binary experiences that I can, and that's where the storylines come from. It's just hearing people's stories and from their experiences and my experiences and just all that, just wanting to be as authentic as possible, but still got to give it a little twist, make it a little entertaining, flip it on its head just a little bit.
I mean, the Kardashians are not really the Kardashians. They put a little flip on everything they do. And that's reality. So
right, yeah, exactly. Let's see. Candace said Caleb did Piper wrong.
Yeah,
agreed. Agreed.
Multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah. Why would she go back to it? Mike said, "Can I say from Kentucky, my husband, I think Jason is giving a small town so proud to be open and true to themselves. We love you." Oh,
thank you.
That is so cool.
I paid him to say that.
I thought I heard a Cash App ding. Geezer said, considering all the anti-trans legislation and rhetoric, especially in places like Texas, Will any episodes touch on politics and how we fight back or flee? Thank you for asking this question. A resounding yes. Yes, yes, yes. A huge
Amen.
part of season 2 is that. Yeah, it's I'm got chills. Yeah, it was like the world is kind of influencing where the story's gonna go a little bit. Like I still have milestones and ideas of where I want certain characters to end up by certain seasons, but I mean, yeah, no, I want to show all of that, all of the discomfort and the just insanity that's going on right now. Um, and there's a character that's joining in season 2 that is more on the right side, and
Mm.
I I want to write that character as authentically as possible too. Without, I want to tell the stories without it being a. I don't want it to lean either way. You know, I want it to be factual. I think I don't want it to have a bias, and so. But I think these stories are very important to tell right now, and also including more of what season 1 had with just really kind of getting the point home. I hope that we are just people. Like we're just people like everyone else. I mean, it's they make us out to be this, that, and the other, and it's so ridiculous. And
We better film season 2 quick before we're all illegal to be here.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
You know,
oh
I
yeah,
think I think it's really important to show on that other side just how little they actually know about the
Yeah.
truth about us, right? You know, a lot of
yeah,
people, yeah,
yeah,
there are people who just hate us, you know, but those people wouldn't have a voice if it wasn't for the people who just don't know. They're just hearing the misinformation and the lies about us, and they're believing that because, you know, people are turning us into boogeymen and boogie women, you know, that
yeah,
they can fear so that they can do, you know, it's really a manipulation. And I think that showing, you know, that just normal people can fall for that, you know, normal good people, actually. They're not all just bigots. They're just, they don't
yeah,
know, you know?
yeah, right. And that's something I really wanted to show in characters
Mhm.
that are like I don't want to write any character as one dimensional, one sided, or this is their entire being because that's just not true of people. And
Right.
these I know people that voted the way they did, and misguided as
Carly,
I feel it was. Yeah.
could I follow that question up with a question of my own?
Hmm.
Um, and believe me, I'm not advocating for this, but there are people who, especially in Texas, are against the trans and non-binary community because they sincerely believe that God is against those people. And in order for them to be good Bible believing, Bible following Christians, they have to be against those people. And while season 1 did a great job of showing how people just don't know and don't understand and can be enlightened, I wonder if there's any way to touch on the phenomenon I was talking about. Again, I'm not advocating for their point of view, but just I used to be in that community. I understand their thinking, and a lot of these are not bad people into their core. They're very kind people. They just happen to believe there's a rule book that they need to follow, and that excludes trans folks. They think they're doing the right thing. That's
Right.
what I'm getting at.
And that's what I'm saying when I want to in writing characters like that. I want that perspective to be just as authentic as our side
Mhm.
of it too, and to it's I want that conversation. And I think
Mhm.
too
That'll
often
be very
the
interesting.
judgment is right there and the conversation doesn't happen.
Right.
And we're not going to get to know each other and, the real truth of anything if we don't talk to each other. This dividing
Amen
thing
to that.
is yeah. So, whoo! All right, that wasn't
It's
heavy.
heavy.
I know.
I want to add, can I add like one little other dimension to that
Uh-huh.
too? These people, I think a lot of the animosity that people have towards trans people right now, but LGBT people in general is there's, so kind of a little side tangent here. I'm very into bicycles. So I love bicycles. I like bike lanes. I like things like that because I just think that they're amazing. But the weird thing about that is when somebody's in a car and they see somebody in a bicycle, they're all stuck in traffic, right? And they see somebody in a bicycle go by, they get really pissed off. They're like, how come they get to do that? How come they get to do that? And I think that a lot of those people feel like they're living this rule book that you're talking about. They feel like they're living in that rule book, and whatever problems that they have is like, kind of, given to them, whether it's kids, marriage, whatever, bills, all this other stuff. And I think that they view us, a lot of them, not everybody, but I think a lot of them view us as somehow circumventing that system. And I'm not saying that they're trans themselves. I'm just saying that I think a lot of them are like, these people are not playing by the same rules and it's not fair. And I think that that's another dynamic that a lot of people don't really address when they're having this conversation.
Right.
Interesting.
Yep.
How dare you not fit the norm and still love yourself?
Right,
Mhm.
right. It's like,
Right.
and they don't realize we have problems. They think we're just out living our, they're like, how, you're just out bucking the system and doing whatever you want to do and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. And it's like, they don't realize that I pay bills too. I pay taxes and I have, mouths to feed and stuff like that. But they don't see that. They just see us as just willy nilly living our lives. And I think that that's where a lot of the animosity comes from.
Yeah, there's so much. I mean, season 2 will have more episodes for sure. Because people were asking like that, because I say that because there is all of that to explore in season 2 and beyond. So people have asked like, oh, but we want more episodes, we want longer episodes, and at least for now, I can give you more episodes. I don't know if I can give you longer episodes too. Like I think we can do one or the other realistically and practically, but we can work on getting to 13
people like
episodes,
to binge watch.
hour long. Yeah,
I think more is better than longer.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
You know how attention spans are these days.
Right, and it's already pretty much a half-hour show.
Plus, you need to think of format depending on who you may purchase as well.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's of course, planning for that and making it as, I guess, marketable as possible and
maybe you can
attractive
do an hour season finale.
Oh
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because even this season finale was a little longer than the other episodes, and the first one was longer. So yeah. Let's see. Art of Floundering podcast and Spanky's Puppets. Okay, I gotta check them out when we get done here. That's amazing. Just discovered this series. It is amazing. Wishing everyone peace and love. Oh, thank you so much. Wishing you peace and love as well.
Where are you from, Art? Where are you from, Art?
Yes, let us know where you're from. See, P Flag. I definitely saw a little of everyone I personally know in each of the character storylines. Thank you. That was the hope. Is that everyone can find someone that they know, or like, oh, this person reminds me of so and so, and yeah.
Can I tell you a quick little story? A friend of mine that I'd been telling, like, he was a Twitter friend, and we got to be friends and everything, even before he knew I was trans. And, after he found out, I was telling him about the series and everything. And then, like, after he watched it, and then afterwards, his wife was a therapist who deals with like some trans patients, and one of the trans patients brought up our show to her,
Hmm.
and she came back and she was like, "Have you heard about this show?" And he's like, "That's the show that my friend is in." So it kind of like did this whole
Oh wow.
circle. Like, yeah, a lot of people are they're getting turned on to it.
That's really
So
cool.
yeah,
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, and I love that. I mean, and the YouTube channel. Hi everyone on YouTube, we love you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Um, it's still growing. Like the subscriber count is still growing. I love that, and thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're joining us for this live, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Uh, but it's like I love that that's out there, and it's still finding people on YouTube. But as I'm seeing the polished edits, the re-edits that I'm submitting to the streamers, I'm
Mhm.
like, it's hard for me personally to watch the YouTube versions. um,
yeah.
Still love it, but yeah, definitely want to give it a rewatch when we hit the streamers because there's a lot that's better, uh, technical wise at least. Because the stuff that it was a little bit of a rush job on editing. I painted myself into a corner a little bit with putting dates on things, and that is another lesson I learned that I will take with me in the future.
I bet.
we ain't we're going to be on season 3 before I announce a date for season 2. We ain't doing that again. Giza said, for those of us who've attended
Oh
Trans
wait,
Day
you
of
Lacey, I just want to say, Lacey, I saw your
oh,
comment. I love you
okay.
too. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Oh,
much. Lacey is one of the sweetest people I've ever met,
Aw.
honestly. She's so
oh,
supportive.
oh, hi, Lacey. Thank you for joining us. All right. Let's see. Geezer said, for those of us who've attended Trans Day of Remembrance vigils where names of murdered trans folk are read, the season ending with Bailey apparently being murdered was painfully realistic. Yeah, I think we touched on that too. That, yeah, that was, um, ooh, yeah. Um, let's see. Daniel Chapman, did I make the
Did I make
bar
the
scene? Yeah.
comparison? I think so,
Daniel,
right?
yes, you did. You did make the bar scene with oh goodness, was it Michelle? With Michelle and Cassie and her husband, whose name I think was Gary. Yes, you did make the bar scene. And thank you, Daniel, for coming and joining us as an extra for that day. That was a lot of fun. Um, Kentucky loves Chaselyn.
We love her too. Texas loves Chaselyn.
Yes, absolutely. Emily says Carly is amazing.
Yeah, she is.
Shucks. Thank you, Emily. Let's see, and Mike said, tell Chaselyn to go on RuPaul. She would win.
No, thank you. No interest.
Right? If the deal sounds too good to be true, it is. Contracts are a bitch.
You don't want a sachet.
T Flag said, people are intimidated by true authenticity. I
Facts.
found that to be true.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, okay.
Colorado
Art of
Springs.
Floundering is from Colorado Springs, originally Atlantic City. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Totally dig everything about it. Oh, thank you.
Yay.
All right. Oh, I think we got through the questions. Let's see what else did I have on my itinerary that I've completely ignored for the most of this.
I'm just glad we had so many questions and comments. It was really
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure what to. I mean, I have some questions in here that
Can I just
may or
say
may not.
something to the people who watched the show? Like, I read all of the comments in the YouTube comments and everything, and I just want to say thank you. Like,
Yes.
it's just, seeing everybody just, get excited about the show and, talk about the different characters and everything. It really, I don't know about everybody else, but for me, it was really exciting to see that. And every episode I would come out and go look at the comments just to see who wrote what and everything. And it just really
Yeah.
meant a lot. I just want to say
I have
thank you for
not
that.
Yes,
done that. I have not
absolutely.
gone
Oh,
and
you
read
should.
any of the
Oh,
comments
I
at
read them
all.
it's
all
yes,
and thumbs
yeah,
up them and yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm totally going to now.
absolutely, yeah.
It's a lot more positive than you might think.
I think I
So,
was
Right.
worried that they
And
wouldn't be,
and
and that
I
yeah.
I'd
don't
have
think
to
we
like.
have. I don't think
I
we
was
have it filtered or anything. So that's all the
The internet
No,
is
Yeah.
fucking hateful.
the internet is
right.
hateful, and I was worried I was gonna get so pissed that I was gonna like say something
There's a lot of good people. A
that I
lot of
would
good people are
regret.
commenting.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
so
Yeah.
good.
And
I'm so
thank
glad
you
you said
for
that, Veronica.
thank
I'm
you for
gonna go
saying
read
that.
them.
Yes, and thank you everybody that's been following us and commenting. Um, I think I've given a heart on every single one if I haven't been able to reply. Um, and yeah, it's been the fact that something that all of this is being appreciated and seen as just after all the years that it was in my head is just really amazing and really cool. And I appreciate the comments so much, and everyone has been really positive. So that's because I, like Bree was saying, I was like, I wasn't sure what kind of comments we were going to get. But yeah, it was okay. We got some more. Lacey said, Veronica, you played Madison perfectly. I can definitely see the vibes.
Yeah, there was Vivica in there too, for sure. If you follow Vivica, so I'll get you in touch because she does pageants here in Houston, and she's one of my best friends from like the very beginning of my transition, and she's just been fantastic. So we're best friends. We live next door to each other, and she is much more of a showgirl than I ever was. That's for sure.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, there's another little tidbit that I could share with everyone was how I discovered Veronica. I don't know how many of y'all know this story.
I
Um,
know it. I know it.
yeah, it's we were there. Well, see the actresses that were with the S and a Z. There were several that were cast as Madison. Um, well, the one we had somebody, and then she had dropped out for personal reasons, and then I think we had lined up two or three more that ultimately couldn't join us for that.
Yes, it was
And
at least
yeah,
two or two, at least two
I think
more.
it was 3 total.
yeah, and I think so. And so I was like, gosh, who can play Madison? It's like I knew she had to be Madison, um, and so I just ended up, and I'm gonna give a shout out to former Miss Gay America, Desi Love Blake,
I love
who's a good,
Desi.
yes, love her. She's a good friend, and I was just on Facebook, and I was like, let me just click on Desi's page and go through the friends and see if I see anybody that makes me go, oh, look, she would be good for that role. And saw Veronica and reached out
The
to her, and
beautiful Veronica.
the beautiful Veronica, yes. And I
Thank
thought,
you.
like, I had looked at your pictures, and I thought you were actually a performer. I thought, and I was surprised that you didn't. I think you told us you hadn't performed. 'Cause
No,
I thought you did shows, and 'cause you're just stunning in all the pictures, and in real life. And so yeah, it was. I I guess I messaged you on Facebook, and then that was, I don't remember what I said, but I think it was something along the lines of, it was probably something really long saying, if you have any interest in acting, we're doing the show. Was it something like that?
yeah, it was. So I mean, it was really flattering to get that. Like, I mean, I was just like, oh my God. And yeah, you were something like, hey, I think you'd be perfect for this part in this show that we're doing and everything. And I think, I reached out to you because I wanted, I reached back out and I was like, I wanted to tell you how grateful I was that, you found me like that. Um, and I conveyed this to you too. Like, it was not easy for me to do this because
Right.
years ago, I used to do activism and I was much more in the public eye, much more, kind of like visible. And I decided to go invisible for a really long time. And with everything that is happening right now, um, I just felt like, I'm a Christian. So, like, I just feel like God was like, you need to do this, and I felt that. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to do this. And, hopefully it can be something that turns out good. I was nervous as shit, but um, it took me a while to like kind of come to that. Like I really had to think about it
Yeah.
but I'm really glad I did. I mean, it's been one of the best things I've done. Seriously.
Yeah, and I remember that. I remember that now was like it wasn't an immediate answer because you were like, let me think about it, and
Mhm.
I was just like, gosh, I hope she says yes. I hope she says yes.
Yeah.
So, I feel like we
It's
were like by the second conversation. I feel like we were at like a hard maybe.
yeah. Well, I mean, like I had done like some TV and like Houston TV interviews back when like Caitlyn Jenner, kind of came in, and honestly, I regretted that because like it would come up in my life as, because like I said earlier, if the world forgot that we were trans, we'd forget that we were trans. And I really kind of wanted to forget that. And not because I was ashamed of it, but just because, it's really not that big a part of my life, just like Chaselin was saying. But with what has happened over the last 2 to 3 years in this country and in this state specifically, I've lost friends, I've lost family, people who used to support me. Actually, they were like super supportive when I first came out, 14 years ago. And now they're posting anti-trans misinformation on Facebook. And, I was like, okay, this is something I need to do, even though, I'm not saying it's important to me. Let's just put it that way. It's important to me. And, I'm just happy to be a part of it, honestly. So I'm really glad that you reached out to me. I really am very thankful.
Me too. Me too. And I'm glad to know you too, and to have you as a friend and with us on this journey. Because I mean, it's so crazy to think about it too. And I kind of want to touch on that with each of you about how you came into the show. I think a lot of the stories are similar to that. Because for having been working on the show for as many years before we got to the version that we have now, different people were on board playing the role at different times. Like we had a completely different cast for the crowdfunding trailer we did in 2018, and we had people on board that were with us up until like this version that finally made it to completion of the first season. And it's crazy to me how, in hindsight, the way that the universe moved the pieces and time did what time does and made it to where we're all here now.
Yeah.
And I think I just very grateful because I don't I think maybe we're coming out at the right time, and with this group of people, I couldn't be more grateful that each and every one of you are a part of this.
Well, thank you for not giving up.
Yeah. Because you are stronger than I could have ever been. Just watching what you dealt with just in the few days that I was a part of it is just, and the patience. You get a phone call, I can't be there. And you're like, okay. And then you would just replan, and like make everything work. And I was just like, oh, God.
Yeah. Well, and and I think that's more of something that I picked up in recovery of living in the solution instead of the problem, and having everyone else there, and y'all showed up, y'all were there. Um, we can't throw in the towel. We just have to figure it the fuck out.
Well, I think once we had Chaselyn, that's when we were like, okay, we have to get everybody else because
Right,
we
right.
have the perfect Cheyenne now.
Oh.
And so we
Yes.
can't mess this up. So then it was like,
Yeah,
but
it
it
was
was really
it was a
like
little
it
bit of that.
all
Yeah,
fell into place
Yeah.
after Chaselyn came on. And
yeah.
some of us
I
were
Um,
on
think
board
I think
before
so.
her, but I feel like everything else, like it really got the ball rolling.
yeah.
I think so.
Time means everything, and everything happens at the right time. Everything happens for a reason. Carly, I know you did the crowdfunding one, and then I remember whenever you and I did the table read,
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
and you
That was
know,
a totally different cast too.
right, so timing is everything, and everything happens for a reason. So, like we were looking for a perfect Cheyenne, and we couldn't find Cheyenne, and then Chaselyn came along, and everything was great, and I mean
Hmm.
everything just happened at the right time.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I mean it couldn't have gone better, and it couldn't have happened at the perfect time.
yeah,
It
yeah.
couldn't have happened at this
Absolutely.
time. I mean it was
Yeah,
everything just happened, at the right time.
yeah. I think so too. So, the good and the bad.
Yeah, right.
uh, the sickness and hell.
Yeah.
Uh,
Man.
it was. I can promise that the lessons I learned throughout the process of season one uh, will be applied going forward. Will be applied with such tenacity that you're going to look back on the me of yester season and be like, who was that? Let's see. Oh, we got a few more coming in. Let's see. Mike, can I say Chaselyn is my favorite actress? You can definitely say that.
It was
See.
so I wish that we had like I wish I had a recording of Carly telling me that Chaselyn had a great because she was so nervous, I think, to reach out to you, Chaselyn, and like
Yeah.
and I remember her telling me like this is such a long shot, but like how perfect would she be? And so when you said yeah, I really wish I had a recording of like her telling
Yeah.
me that you were on board. It was such a
Oh,
cool thing.
So I got
I
it.
was on board like this. I
Yeah.
Yeah. I had just told my husband like about 10 days prior to I didn't know anything about this project. And 10 days prior, I told my husband, I said, I haven't had a chance to act in a long time. The last project I did, I was like Carly, the director, the producer, the camera. I mean, the all
All
it
the
was like
hats.
all of it. I'm doing a fully feature film in like 2 weeks. And I told my husband, I said, I just really want to do a really good, juicy role that I would never, ever, ever would have ever thought that I would do. And then 10 days later, I get this message from Carly. I'm like, oh my God. Well, okay, let me read the script. And as soon as I read the script, I was like, ring a ding ding. Yes, I'm in.
I was super nervous about that. Side note, before Chasen and I ever spoke and before I ever messaged her, I was a fan. Um, I had seen her in Ticked Off Trannies with Knives. Pardon my use of the word. That's the title of the movie.
It is.
Um, and I'd seen her in that movie and a few of the other movies that she'd done, and I was a fan. So I was like, oh, what are the chances? She's all the way in Dallas. I don't know if this is gonna work. We don't have a budget. I was talking myself out of it before I even attempted to talk you into it.
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
glad you
Me
didn't. It's
too.
by far my favorite project that I've done, even over top of my own project. I didn't even want to do the project I did for myself. I did not. I hated it. But contracts and things, you know. But yeah, this is by far my favorite thing. And I feel like it's something that I've always wanted to do, to tell true stories. And, you know, several years ago, I backed away from some certain filmmakers and certain projects and stuff. And I realized I wanted to do my own thing and tell true stories as well. And so when this came around, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a like-minded person that's actually doing it right now. So I was very, very grateful. Thank you so much for this role. You know, Cheyenne is
Did she freeze?
I think she
Or is she thinking really long and hard about
Cheyenne is what?
Cheyenne, if you can see us, your screen froze.
There she is.
Okay.
There she is.
Did
Okay.
I go away?
Yeah.
Yes.
You did. Yeah. You were saying
I didn't do anything.
you said you're like Cheyenne is
Oh, Cheyenne is by far my favorite character that I've ever played. It's such a genuine character, and it made me uncomfortable at times, and that's good. That's good. It was definitely a challenging role.
Yeah.
I love that.
I came down. What was it, Carly? Like one whole weekend that I came down, I cried every day.
I feel like I did that to you every time you came down.
I was thinking, I have one trip down here that I'm not crying the whole fucking weekend, please.
Aw.
You know what? I think in season 2, Cheyenne should have some fun.
Yeah.
I think Cheyenne needs to
Yeah.
have some fun. In fact, I think I have a plot idea in my head for Cheyenne. Like, she needed a vacation.
Okay.
So she went on vacation. She came back with blonde hair. It's cool.
Yeah.
Get her group back.
Yeah, that would be like a little nod to, oh, she's blonde now. And then Piper's change to red is also alluded to in her storyline. Oh, I'm excited for Piper too.
One thing about Chaselyn as an actress is that she's an incredible on-screen crier. She's so good at it. And there were a couple scenes that we filmed where she really she said, give me a minute and to really get into it. And then it was like magical. It's pretty amazing, honestly. That beautiful scene with Cheyenne and Aiden up in Aiden's room.
Oh.
And you played it so beautifully. I love watching you act. It's always playing opposite you is a dream.
She makes you want to cry yourself.
Yeah.
Like the whole time you're sitting there going, stop, I'm about to lose it. Because it's just that good.
I gotta talk about that scene in particular up in Aiden's room was that writing that scene. When I wrote that made me cry. Like, that broke my freaking heart. And to see the way that you and Tyler did that was as if you took it from my head, and it was all the exact feels from the should you ask for a hug, or it's just you're trying to hold it together, and it's like seeing your eyes welling up. And you're trying to be like, well, okay, I'll just get going. And it's like, And then cut to the car, and she's losing it, and
I know, it gets me every single time.
People have asked me that had maybe never seen me act or seen a crying scene that I've done. They're like, what do you do? Do you think of the worst thing in your life? And is that what makes you cry? I'm like, no, I don't ever want to think about the worst thing in my life ever. I'm definitely not going to do it for entertainment purposes, you know. You've seen my process, how I kind of do it. It was material that I knew was important, and I didn't want to do it wrong. I tried my best, and there were times I was like, "Is that enough?"
Can
I
I
wouldn't go.
stop crying
No,
now?
but I did tell Carly early on. I said, "Now listen, you've got about 3 good takes. I can't keep it going. I can't keep it going."
We found
Yeah.
out, in fact, she can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman's voice. She she in fact could.
We found out
I
that, in
uh
fact, she can.
In fact, she can.
I remember the scene at the cafe between Veronica and Chaselyn. Whenever she gives you the note and you read the note,
Hmm.
Um,
I know that was like just watching you. I was just like, okay, I gotta go. I can't do
Yeah.
this right now.
was that the one where I couldn't stop crying?
I think,
Yes, yes.
yeah, I
Was
think
that
there
the
was
one?
that. Yeah, I think both times we did that scene,
I think Carly just
you
kept
got
going,
to a
like
point where
kept.
you just kind of couldn't
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. Now on that one, I think I did take a little bit of personal experience and put that into
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that was a tough one. Yeah, don't
yes.
make me cry so much, Carly.
I know. Yeah, I know. Cheyenne needs to have some fun in season 2. Goodness.
Tears,
Uh,
tears of joy, darling. Tears of joy.
right? Laughter through tears is my favorite emotion. What movie is that from, y'all?
Steel Magnolias.
Thank you.
I only know because I played Truvy once. So
Oh,
I think weren't you doing that either right after or while we were filming?
I was
Right?
directing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, gotcha.
yeah. Um, P Flag said, "Thank you, Carly, for not giving up on your vision of Transfolk." Oh, thank you for saying that. Because yeah,
I agree because she almost did multiple
oh,
times. One time in particular, I think she texted me and said, maybe it's just, I keep thinking like maybe it's a movie, maybe it's a miniseries, but like maybe it's just nothing. Like maybe it's just not
mm, mm,
meant to be. Like maybe because I
those were
can't,
rough days.
it's been so many years now and I can't make it work. And I was just like, literally, how dare you?
Yeah.
I get where you are and that sucks. And I hope you have your little cry about it, but like, I refuse to let you give up on this. The story is way too
Yeah.
good. And it's just too good. Sorry
I
about
think
you.
I had a
Sorry
couple of
about your
get
day.
togethers. I think I had a couple of get together sisters with her too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I
yeah.
think we
That
all have at
sounds.
some
What are
point
you
in your
talking
Yeah,
about?
life.
You can't
Look,
stop doing it now. You're halfway through there. You're gonna
yeah. No, it was
exactly.
never. It was never gonna not be something. But I, at some point, after so many people had bailed on us and just kind of the bottom dropped out, however many times, and it was just like maybe what we have is just we take it and we make a movie, and it's like maybe it's not a show. I was like maybe,
Yeah.
but it is a
It
show,
is a
and
show.
it is a multiple season show.
I think one of the hardest like parts about being an artist is kind of realizing that your friends and family like they love you, they support you, but they're not going to watch what you did. They're not going to listen to your music. They're not going to, it, I,
That
and
has
it's
been
hard.
like that has been a thing that I've learned recently. Um, for my what I asked for my birthday this past year was for my family to was it Christmas or birthday? I can't remember now. Was to no, it was Christmas because the season started on my birthday. Um,
Hmm.
but it was for Christmas. I wanted them to watch the show because
Mm.
they hadn't watched it yet,
Yeah.
and I know they love me. I know they support me. God knows they support me because there's a reason that their names are under producer in the credits.
Right.
They've supported the hell out of this project. Um, but yeah, it's like, but people just they're gonna watch it whenever. And I don't know. It was a big deal to me, but I can't count on it being a big deal to all of my loved ones and whatnot.
Well, I think it's important to recognize that as artists, that our audience is not our friends and family necessarily. I mean, they
True.
certainly can be a part of that, but that's not
Yeah.
ultimately who we're trying to reach anyway. And so
Yeah.
kind of like letting go of that in my life has been it's been important for me as a performer and in music and with acting as well, and to just kind of realize like this isn't really who I'm doing this for.
Right. Yeah.
I was about to
I
say
just,
something similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. My whole thing is without getting too into therapy, I, my whole thing is feeling kind of like a failure a lot. And so when I achieve something like completing this season of a show that's been in the works for so long, and I want to show it to my loved ones and be like, look what I did. Like,
Yeah.
look. And it's,
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, we knew you'd eventually get it done. It's like you've
Yeah,
been
but
working
like
on it for so long that it's like it
when
kind
you
of,
do something like this though, and you have like people coming in saying, "Hey, I'm watching from the UK. I love the show."
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's gotta make you feel good,
Oh,
you know?
absolutely. I mean, like, you know what? Family, y'all can watch it whenever.
Right.
These are my people.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Art of Floundering podcast. It is real art. I am thankful to have discovered it. Thank you. Oh, let's see. Geezer said, thank you for putting this live event together. Um, Interested to hear all of your perspectives on episodes and characters you play. When you get closer to season 2, it would be great to do this again. Oh, hell yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love
Julianne
talking about
Campos.
it, so we're happy that
Oh yeah,
people like listening
clearly.
to
I
it.
mean, we're 2 hours in, and I'm good to go. I don't know about y'all. I mean, like we could go on. Julianne Campos said, "Proud of you, Veronica."
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Victoria Colley said, "Hey, sweetie. Hey, Victoria. Victoria, I have not seen you at the courthouse this week. What's going on?" Uh, that's also where I work. Side note. Let me just.
Okay.
Let me give some context to that. My day job is at a courthouse. Uh, okay, yeah. Mike said, "How did Chaselin start with the show?" And I think we just touched on that. My phone just said bedtime reminder. Shut up. Yeah, I think we just touched on how Chaselin got involved with the show. Um, I took a chance and sent a message because she's awesome. And Lacey Black said, "Love y'all. I can't wait to see what happens next."
We can't either.
Yeah.
Everyone from UK.
Yeah. Hi, everyone from UK. All right. Vicky Ann
What's
Dealey from
up,
the UK
UK?
says hi to everybody. Hi, Vicky Ann. Thank you for joining us. All right. So, okay. Here's a fun segment. Let's start with you, Andrea.
Oh.
What are your hopes and dreams for season 2?
Well, my biggest hope and dream is that someone or someones will pick it up financially. So you don't have to do everything yourself, Carly. That you'd actually have a studio or somebody behind it helping with all the things that you do.
I feel like that's gonna happen. I feel like
I know it's going to happen.
yeah,
I'm working
it's
on
gonna
it.
happen. And you know, this season may be not as grandeur and glamorous as we had hoped. We would, you know, it may still be a little bit struggle bus this next season, but less so than season 1. So yeah, I think that it may be. I've always said that I'm okay with a something that builds and has a longer life than something that's hot really fast and fizzles out. So I think, yeah.
I think
What do you
that
think about for Georgia?
the series has a lot to brag about. I think the most wonderful thing is that it's stories about trans people by trans people. And I think that's so important. And along with that, like you said, what do you see for Georgia? I don't know. I see her at Pride or something wearing mom hugs t-shirts or something. I don't know. I'm fortunate. I'm very thankful to play the role because I think she has she's very important and has great things to say. And all the feedback I've gotten from my friends has been terrific. So it just makes me proud. And I think, yeah, everybody needs a mama bear, and I'll be it for everybody. That's fine. I do it anyway. I think it's just like part of my DNA now.
Yeah.
I'm handing out ibuprofen to everybody, Band-Aid, gum, whatever.
Bagel bites.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But as far as Georgia goes, I said to you, I think the last time, like, regardless of what happens to Bailey, I know I'm in the second season because I either have to be at her funeral or at her bedside. So
Yeah.
at least I'm in one episode.
Yeah, I think I don't we may have, because me and my brain and its lack of focusing, did I don't think we talked about how you came to be on the show.
No,
It was it was another case of I messaged you, or was it no?
no,
You
I
you
saw your
submitted
ad on
for it.
Backstage,
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, you
and then
submitted.
you floored me
On
when I
Backpage?
sent on Backstage. Yeah, I
Oh,
sent.
Backstage.
Back page. What?
Never mind. I was like, where are you advertising?
Anywhere I can.
Oh, that's funny.
It was right next to my personals ad.
Yeah, so
Oh my goodness.
I just answered that ad, and I was actually floored when you sent me the offer. I was like, "Whoa, okay."
Yeah, because you sent in. I think I sent you the sides, and
Yeah,
you did a
a
you did
video.
a video, and it was, and I think I've told you this before. Like the part of Georgia, like, was very different from you. Um,
Mm.
I think because in my head she was like this blonde, like sassy little Southern lady.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
and well, then we got Chaselin, and there's our blonde, sassy Southern lady. Um, yeah, because I think a couple of times we were doing a few
An
takes,
accent.
and I was like, "Don't forget your Southern
my
accent."
Southern
And
Yeah.
accent. I
yeah,
know,
and
and I can hear it in some of it. It's like, okay,
and some
there's
of
your
it I
accent. Oh,
can
there
hear.
it goes.
Yeah, I
No,
can hear
it's
it
gone.
coming out. But I think as the more you played her, I was like, you know what? No, let me let go of this idea that I had of this notion of Georgia, and just let Georgia let you make her organically. And I think that I, it's way better than the Georgia I had in my head. It's like, and I think like when the show gets out there to more people, and I said this to you on one of the dates here. It's like, I think if we had like a big fan base, and if we were ever like at an event or something, I think people would just want to come up and hug you.
Give me a
I
hug.
think
Yeah,
I think they would take you up on those free mom hugs. So
And there
yeah,
would be
that was
crying. Lots of
yeah,
there would
crying.
be.
oh
There would
yeah,
Yeah.
be lots of crying. Yes.
yeah. Dave, what are your hopes and dreams for season 2?
Well, other than more people being able to see it, um, I just hope that it can continue as good as it started. And I'm not really worried about that, but that's my hope, or that it can even build from there and continue addressing a lot of important issues without being too preachy, which is the balance you struck in season one, and that more and more people will learn from it. Because if somebody doesn't know anything about this community, or they're pre-programmed by their religion or whatever to be against it, it's hard to talk to a person like that. But if you can get them to watch a TV show in the privacy of their home, that's probably a little safer for them to explore these ideas. So I really hope that we can continue with word of mouth and whatever marketing you're able to do to get more people into that safe space where they can watch this and at least think about it and maybe even change their minds.
Awesome. Couldn't have said it better myself. And he also hopes that
And I
Dorian's
hope you
not
can
dead.
keep your cast together, because you got a great group of people here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Bree, should I ask you this question? You know more about what's coming than everyone else does.
Here are my hopes and dreams. Selfishly, I hope for more screen time. So, but that's me being selfish. I hope that everyone can show up for their allotted scheduled days filming.
Please.
I manifest that everyone's car tires will stay inflated and everyone's job gives them the PTO that they ask for, hopefully months in advance.
And that their Google pictures that they send to me
yeah.
of a tire.
And that everybody is, I don't know. I just I hope that everything works out for everybody. I don't know. No one's Airbnb has bed bugs or whatever it was.
Oh,
Nobody's, I don't know. I think
we've got stories, y'all.
We do. And doing this on zero budget pretty much has created some interesting moments for sure.
It has.
So yeah, I second the funding. If anybody knows rich people, please tell them to come our way. I don't know.
Yeah. Or like Chaselyn said, or a whole bunch of not rich people just coming together and making it.
In a perfect world, I would also really like to be able to spoil some of our stars, because they really do deserve it.
Oh,
they deserve it so much. Chaselyn and Taylor and Diamante and just all of you guys work so hard, and I wish we could pamper you guys more than we were able to before. So
definitely. Yeah, hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Not something more comfortable than my couch, right, Chaselyn?
You mean rooms that we don't have to film in?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrea's Airbnb doubled as Bailey's room.
Yes, that's right. In fact, I was rewatching that the other day.
Two different ones.
Yeah.
I was rewatching that the other day, and I was like, I need my comforter back, Carly.
Oh, it's still here in my closet. It's safe. It's in its thing. One of these days, I'm gonna remember to grab it before I come see you.
It's fine. I feel like we have so much stuff at each other's houses at this point that it is what it is.
I still have dresses over there too.
Yeah, you do. One of these days.
Yeah. Chaselyn, your hopes and dreams for season 2? Anything you're hoping for Cheyenne? Other than less crying?
Yeah, I don't mind the crying, as long as it's meant to. Everything she went through, she deserved to cry for. I hope that Cheyenne finds that there is a life that she has yet to know.
Mm-hmm.
And or the life that she has, she finds more happiness in. As
I want
far
that
as the
for Christmas.
show, yeah, right. As far as the show, um, that's hard to say because I know it's going to happen. So
Yeah, I feel that too. I feel like
I know that this next season, if everybody liked this first one, this next season is going to be it's going to blow them
oh
out of the water.
oh
Because I can
baby.
tell you that I was on set and you and I did the first scene that I was ever there, and it was really good. And we were like, "Oh yes, girl, we got that." And then we couldn't use that scene because it had to be recast with the new
Right.
Veronica.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and so we had to redo that scene, and that scene got exponentially better than the first time we did it.
Yes.
So I know that it's gonna be the same thing, same
Mm.
scenario.
Oh yes.
And I am
Ooh.
so grateful too for the opportunity and to be able to meet such awesome people and know that everybody that's involved is involved because they want to be, not because they were necessarily being paid to be there. And I think that's why it shows through so well.
But they will be paid to be there.
Of course.
That part is happening. I don't care how many street corners I have to stand on. Uh,
More?
I mean, there's a whole block I didn't do. Uh, Veronica, your hopes and dreams for the show and for Madison?
So I want to see Madison continue down her. I look at it like a dual track. I look at it like she is the Scorn. First of all, I didn't know she was Scorn until the part where, like it came out that, like we had dated the same person and all this other stuff. I thought she was just a bitch. And then because I didn't know her whole story until
Yeah,
that part.
that's true. Yeah, I think you just
Yeah,
got
and
as we were going.
I just got some lines, and it was like read these lines, and it's like okay, I had no idea. But I hope that I like the scornness, but at the same time, I like the fact that underneath it all there is some regret. Like she is, she's being a bitch, and she's starting to enjoy being a bitch. But at the same time, she's realizing that she's hurting people, and some of that like pulls her back a little bit, but not very much. She continues forward with being a bitch or whatever. I think that that'll be fantastic for her. I hope that I'm excited about this kind of like pairing between me and Piper, or Madison and Piper, and how that's going to go. Cause, I feel like we could be like a evil villain duo, maybe. I don't know.
I do want to say this, another tease of season 2. The put your words together, Carly Jean. So Piper's been scorned now too, and
Hell hath no fury.
Right, and I think that in what I've been able to outline so far, Piper and Madison find some common ground in doing what they feel they have to take their power back and recover from being hurt like they were. And they may hurt others along the way. Piper's gonna be a little funner for me to play this next season. So yeah, she's gonna be a little edgier.
I can't wait. As far as the show goes, this is gonna sound so like, when you're in elementary school and people would be like, okay, if you had 3 wishes, write a paper about, if you had 3 wishes, and there was always that goody 2-shoe in the corner. It was like, I just want world peace. I just want world peace. I want to change minds, but I want to change minds on both sides of this issue, kind of like what you were talking about before. I want people to see that regular people are just being co-opted by evil people. You know what I'm saying? And that people realize there's a lot of common ground here. And once they realize that we are all just normal people, like I said, paying our taxes and, raising our families and, doing these things. I'm hoping that whether it's somebody that just hates everybody on the right, they change their mind, or if it's somebody who hates everybody on the left, they change their mind just a little bit. If we just have a few of those, then that kind of, it's like a seed and it grows. And that's really what I want.
Yeah,
People
absolutely.
are people, so why should
Excuse
it
me, I
be
dropped
that
my
people get
thing.
along
Hang on.
so opposite?
Yeah, absolutely. Shanice said hey to
Could I?
everybody.
I'm sorry. Could I throw on one more wish?
Oh, absolutely.
Um,
Into the wishing well.
if I do get a chance to play Dorian in some capacity in season 2, I want to do a better job. In looking at the episodes I was in, I'm just not sure that was my best work, and I feel bad about that because this project deserves it, and I want to be better.
Really? Because you were so good.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one because yeah,
Man.
you were so good. Like,
Well,
and
I thank you all
but
very much. I was not fishing for a compliment. I really wasn't.
no, but I
No,
get
I'm
it
sure
though.
you weren't,
Sometimes
but
we're our own worst critics.
Right.
And I looked at that. I remembered what I put into it at the time. And I was like, I could have done better. I should have done better. That's just how I feel about
I
it.
think
So
you did
I hope I
amazing.
get the chance to do that. That's all I'm saying.
you were one of the ones, like, me and Carly would watch dailies a lot. And you were really a standout for me. I was just like, man, he's so awesome. I wish he had a bigger part because I thought you
Yeah.
were really fantastic.
I mean,
I
yes.
appreciate you
But
saying that. I
I
really
get
do.
that. I get that. Like, Veronica was complimenting me before on the apartment scene with Piper and Caleb.
Oh, I
And
love that one too.
that one, and see, I feel the same way about that one. Is like that Dave was saying. It's like, I in that way, I feel like that's when I was supposed to bring it. I feel like I didn't quite bring it. But I also know how, as actors, how we are with ourselves and how we're going to be our own worst critics. So
Yeah, that's true. But I also was just so impressed with the cast because I know you had a lot of first timers in there, people that haven't done it a lot or for very long, but you really couldn't tell who was who, and that's the beauty part of it.
it was
I think
everybody
everybody was just so into what they were doing that the amount of experience that this person or that person had or didn't have, it was kind of neutralized, and it kind of just became everybody together as one team doing the best they could with what they had for the greater good, for the project, for the team. And I love that.
absolutely. I would
Just
give
to
a
like
shout out to
piggyback on that. Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
I just want to give a shout out to Shanice. She said, "Hey y'all, Shanice Monroe, Shanice Duran, but she was Shanice Monroe in the credits." Dave, you remember Shanice? She played Layla.
I was just going to say, I remember Shanice.
Yes.
She was the woman I was considering trying new things with before my wife stormed in and interrupted me. She totally cockblocked me.
How dare you interrupt my cheating with your cheating?
I hate it when the white person.
She
Wish
said
Carly
she
and her
wished her love interest to get together. So you
Wow,
want
Shanice
Piper
party
and
of one.
Yeah, do you want Piper and Caleb to get together?
I remember really hoping they would work out when I read the script. And then seeing it acted out was very different.
Yeah.
Like how fast the flip flop really is. It was like, oh shit, no, this guy sucks. Never mind.
But also that felt very authentic too, because
yeah,
that particular, stories like that one came mostly from personal experience, and they flip on a dime. It's crazy. I get it. They're going through stuff, but damn. James, what is your hopes and dreams for season 2? and beyond?
Let's see. I know that it's going to go well because of the amount of support that season one has gotten. So I know that season two is going to happen. Kind of like what Jason said, I know, or whoever else said it. I don't remember who said it, but I know it's
I
going
think
to
we all
happen.
know.
Yeah, we all know. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I gotta bring back your character that was the bar patron in the finale. we got
Yeah,
we got to get
that'd
you
be
in front of
fun.
the camera more. People need to
Yeah.
see. And oh, you know what? I gotta say too that I was doing the sound uh, for a film that's gonna be coming out. I think maybe September, closer to the end of this year, called "Merry Little Baby," written and
Oh
directed
yeah.
by Denise Monet. And I was doing the sound for that, and there's a club scene that's a montage. So as I was working on it, um, I skipped over it. So I'm like, oh, we're just gonna put music there. Let me get to the next scene and get to work on that. And going back through to put the music in, I'm watching the scene for the first time, and then I'm like, wait, I know this guy that's dancing right there. Is that James? And so I texted him, and it's like, were you an extra in one of Denise's movies? And he said,
That
yep,
was me.
that was me.
That was me.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I
just put me in with me shaking my ass. Like just
right,
having a great
yeah.
time. I'll be good.
Yeah, and you're so helpful behind the scenes, and I appreciate you so much for all that you have done for us. And I hope you'll come back and join us for that too. But I definitely
Yeah.
want to get you some time in front of the camera to show off
Okay.
your acting muscles too.
Okay. I would love
Not
that.
just
That'd be
shaking your ass,
awesome.
but you know.
No, I know. I mean, just a
Yeah,
little fun club scene would be fun.
right. Exactly.
If if that happens, I'm going to make a request that I have a scene with James because we met on a set
Yeah.
3 years ago,
Yep.
and and he very kindly asked me to audition for a project he was directing, but the schedules didn't work out, and I want to do something else
Yeah.
with him, and by the way, if anybody's interested, the project I'm referring to where we met is a psychological horror movie called Aged, AGED. Um, Came out about 2 years ago now. It's streaming on Amazon Prime, Tubi, and YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And it's a slow burn psychological thriller and has a wicked cool twist ending that nobody sees coming.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's
Yeah.
it's fun.
heck
James
yeah.
was an excellent PA on that. You won't see him on screen, but his work is all over that film. He was just so helpful and so great to work with. I'm
Thank
glad I
you.
got to meet him on the set.
I love being a PA. Like just because like someone's asked me, do you like being in front of the camera, behind the camera? I said both. And like one thing I love about being a PA and like being just in filmmaking in general is seeing the different departments and being able to
Mm.
see everything come to life. That's why I love filmmaking, is just seeing things come to life. So I just enjoyed being a PA on this show because I got to see things come to life um, and a story being
I,
told. So
I
I
know
just,
exactly what you mean
yeah.
because over the course of my professional life, when I'm on set, I've done just about every job that's surrounding me.
Mm, yeah.
I have spent a lot of time behind the camera. I've spent a lot of time in the edit booth. I've also written and seen my stuff produced. I've directed a little bit and of course acted. And as an actor, which is my main focus, acting and voiceover, but when I'm on set as an actor, it really helps inform my performance because I understand what everybody else is doing and what they need. I think that's an important experience for any actor to have if they want to do it as a career, to do what James just talked about, to be
That's
familiar with what the different departments do.
Hmm.
oh yeah. Yeah. All right. So guys, We are 2.5 hours in. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap us on up here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you to everybody that tuned
Thank
in and asked
you.
questions. And oh, it's been so fun catching up with you guys. I mean, I
And
could
keep
chat with all of y'all all night.
and keep commenting. Like when we put out new videos, please keep commenting. I love reading
Oh,
them.
okay. I am my brain. Also needed to use this moment to announce what we're doing with the YouTube channel for Transfolk. Of course, we're working on season 2, but also the channel will be doubling as a podcast.
Ooh.
Yes, we're going to be doing a podcast that's going to start out as a rewatch of season 1. So we're going to have a lot of y'all back on something like this again, so we can dive into the episodes together and really get into the nitty gritty of stuff. But in addition to that, in between seasons, we're also going to be a trans-based podcast to discuss transgender issues, LGBTQ issues, and just kind of get different guests on and different viewpoints. And that podcast is going to be hosted. We're going to have 3 hosts. It's going to be myself. It's going to be Bree, and we have one other person who's going to be joining us. I'm not that's not finalized yet, so I'm not going to mention any names. But this person will also be joining the cast in season 2, and we'll be
Very
providing.
excited.
Yes, we'll be providing a trans male perspective.
Good.
And it will be providing a trans male perspective of color. And so I'm very excited to have those 3 different perspectives in a podcast like this. I'm super excited about it. We're getting it together now, and so we're going to have stuff coming up for that, as well as updates on season 2. And like I said, it's being written. We're getting it going. The crowdfunding thing's going to happen soon, so be on the lookout for that. To my lovely cast, thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much, and y'all have a good night. And I hope I didn't keep y'all up too late.
Love you. It's good
Bye,
seeing
y'all.
Bye.
everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
Y'all,
Take care, everybody. Let's hope to see you soon.
yes.
I don't know how to get out of this.
I got you. I think. All right, and everybody, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and stay tuned to the channel and on the Facebook page and our website, and we got a lot of exciting stuff going on. And thank you guys once again for joining us. I got to work in the morning, so I need to put my ass to bed. Thank you again, and good night.